What up, Mr. Godfrey? How we doing tonight, brother?
Doing all right. It's been a crazy week already. It already feels like it should be Friday tomorrow. That's how my week's been going anyway. But
yeah, I hate weeks when they go like that, man. Certain weeks just start off in a bad run. You're like, yeah, well, it's gonna be one of those weeks. Monday
shit over yet?
Monday afternoon. It's not even noon yet, and you're like, God damn, this week's gonna be a long one.
Yep.
What's cracking, man? How you feeling? How's life?
Doing all right. Fresh back from Boston on Sunday. That was cool.
So the people have to hear. Talk about it. What's up with the furries?
There was no fur.
Are you into the scene now? Have you become one of them?
I become one? I'll never become a furry, but I didn't get to interview furries. I did get to interview a lot of cosplayers, and I did ask these cosplayers how to eat a Snickers bar. And the guest list who got that question was Pikachu, Dr. Robotnik. Got some characters from World of Warcraft and Final Fantasy.
Oh, Final Fantasy what, 7?
Yeah, I forget the dude's name, but that was like a 9-minute interview. The Pikachu interview was
who was the boy from Final Fantasy?
I can't remember his name.
Big ass sword.
He did have a big ass sword and like long blonde hair.
Yeah, Cloud. That's what's up. Shout out to everybody in the chat who knows what Final Fantasy 7 is. Gold Chocobo life. So
that was pretty cool. Pikachu was a hard hitter, 57-second interview. Very expressive. And Dr. Robotnik was a very interesting one.
Dr. Robotnik, was it like the Jim Carrey Dr. Robotnik, or was it like the traditional
fat boy one with the mustache? Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
He was messing everything up nowadays with remakes and shit, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Jim Carrey. He's a total stud or whatever, but it's just not the right play.
Yeah, the dude was definitely
breaking
character.
Shit that's not broken, man. Like, Dr. Robotnik was a classic character. We don't have to
He had a Sonic the Hedgehog puppet, so I asked Sonic too about Snickers bars. So it was cool. Everybody got the question actually, and I smoothed it right in there. So they kind of dug it. There was only one guy I didn't give it to because it was a serious interview. Listen, you're gonna see the army. The army's gonna be at SEMA. There's gonna be nothing that can be done about it.
Well, I'm gonna stand outside the box. That's gonna be my rule. I'm gonna put a piece of tape down. So Snickers Army, stand behind this line. Don't step in this area with your nastiness.
You're gonna see like a 25-person group shot going on behind you. What the hell? Who got them t-shirts? What happened here?
You guys are all so weird for making such a big deal about eating a chocolate bar.
Yeah, well, listen, it's got legs, and it was a kind of a fun question actually. So the cosplay scene is weird.
It's not a fun question. It's a weird question.
They loved it. They loved it in Boston, and Pikachu loved it. You'll see Pikachu's reaction. These are being edited. These are the Godfrey kind of clip. You know what I mean? I didn't want to besmirch the name out there. So
Sure. I appreciate that.
So it's you'll see those out there eventually. They're getting edited right now. But I will tell you, it was a different scene. It was board games. It was Nintendo type of independent games. I interviewed a guy where you can make your own 8-bit video game. Maybe I'll make a Biobomb Bomberman ripoff game because I have the tools to do that now if I really wanted to.
That'd be kind of dope. I can go sign that. Put a little app in there. Once you get high scores, we'll send you out free shit or something like that.
You can make it a physical cartridge if you want to. There's and a ROM. So it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So interviewed that guy. That was more of a serious interview. There were a lot of characters there. A lot of people dressed up. You're like, whoa, who are you? Sometimes you don't know who they are. You know who they are.
Have you been to a Comic-Con before or anything like that or no?
Not like that. That's the biggest one. I've been to PAX Unplugged before. That was in Philly. That was more of a board game focused type of deal, which was weird because everybody had the biggest damn suitcase ever because they had the board games in it. And they banned that from this one because it was a little bit different. This is /video game /board games. There was a lot of independent. They actually had a game called Toxic Crusader. I don't know if you guys remember the Toxic Crusader.
Heck yeah, man.
They made it just kind of a retro beat 'em up type of game. So I got to sit in on a screening of Old Country Mafia, the video game Mafia. I don't know if you guys remember that or not. That's going to be a new iteration. So I got to talk to those guys.
That's the GTA holdover.
Yep.
Because I mean, let's be honest, bro. I mean, have you seen the trailer, the new trailer for GTA 6?
I haven't, but I'll watch it. I haven't. Nope.
Oh man, I'm about to play that joint right now.
So
you haven't seen it yet?
I haven't. I'll watch it after the show.
You seen the first one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say you can't be doing a video game podcast and not see the first one. I'm telling you, crazy, dude. It's gonna be wild. That game is gonna be bananas, yo.
It's gonna be bananas. I'm more of a retro game type of guy. You know what I mean? Always have been.
What system?
I mean, NES, baby. NES.
Are you NES?
NES. I like SNES.
I'm a Genesis ball.
I like Genesis too. I actually bought a vinyl record of the 007 soundtrack. They were selling that out there.
That's a wild.
The 007 GoldenEye N64 sound. Yeah.
Record.
Yeah. It says the first track says Chemical Warfare Room. Swear to God.
Is that the pause menu?
I think, yeah, it's got that on there too. Yeah. And that's the thing.
You ever see the Instagram meme with the black dude that makes beats or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, yo, come in here, man. Or like I think it was a white kid. Couple people redid it, but he's like, come in here, man. I'm gonna make this the dopest pause music ever.
Yeah.
Dude, like starting to make it, and he hits pause, and the guy's like,
yeah, it's a banger. Yeah, yeah. So that's for me. There was a CD you could buy, and I'm like, when am I going to use it? It's weird how the world has come around now. Like, I have more use because all my music is digital for a vinyl than I do a CD now. I realized that, and I was like, why am I going to buy a CD? Am I going to put it in my CD player in my car? No,
nah, vinyl.
So I bought a vinyl.
Yeah,
and I was thinking, I was like, that might be a great soundtrack to just kind of like you're cleaning a house, you put it on in the background, you know what I mean? It just kind of like it kind of hits kind of soft, you know. Except when you get to the stressful one when the levels start, you know, the time's running out and you're like, what's going on? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it's a shame, man. They rebuilt that game a couple of times and it plays like trash. It's just not the same. It's like that's the nostalgia. You hold on to like at that time, that game was like the pinnacle. It was like the first person shooter that brought people together on consoles, sitting in the living room, screen watching each other. I mean, dude, it was
They need to really redo it, like really redo it with a four person like option.
A complete rebuild.
Yeah,
like ground up. I agree.
They got one on Xbox, and I played it, and it's
a licensing thing. I think at this point, dude, I don't think they'll license a new game. They'll relicense the old shit already to see if they can scoop another couple bucks off it. But I don't think they get the money to do it. I heard something crazy about like Rockstar's. Like I think they're like $3 billion into the production of GTA at this point.
Probably right. I mean, they're gonna make.
I think the game brings in close to $1 billion. 5 still brings in close to $1 billion a year. I've heard they're gonna have like cryptocurrency on there. I mean, a couple of like the streamers online or whatever are talking about no matter what, they're bringing their own cryptocurrency out for it. They're gonna pay people to be on their server, dude. It's gonna be wild.
I feel like
GTA 5 has been out for 5 years, and there's still millions of people to play that thing every single day.
There's gonna be GTA fraud, dude. Like that. Like watch all I gotta say is you got kids, you better watch them, give them credit cards and that Apple Pay because the add-ons.
Yo, I heard something today, man. The CEO of like Take-Two or whatever, like he says that like as far as he's concerned, like games shouldn't be $70. There should be like a monthly fee on them moving forward, which I thought was a crazy flex. I don't think that's going to pass just yet, but I can definitely see that shit happening.
They're going that way. I mean,
think about it, dude. GTA, you spend $70, $100. Say they want $200 for the new game or whatever. You've got thousands of hours worth of entertainment within that game at a minimal. You know what I'm saying? So
how do you raise prices though when you're not giving anything physical anymore?
I mean, GTA has been an evolving world from what I understand for years, dude.
But certain games, they're trying to raise prices. You're not getting anything physical anymore. It's cheaper for them. They're not making labels. They're not making plastic. They're not shipping it out.
Doesn't matter, dude. They lose money on the hardware every time they sell a console.
Yeah. What are they going to say, though, when the consoles
think about it. I mean, with like Game Pass and stuff like that, it's like $50 a year, $60 a year, whatever the heck it is now.
No, that's more now. That's like $120 a year.
Oh, whatever. Either way, it's still cheap, dude. I mean, how many games you buy? How many games you buy a year now? 1, 0.
I bought wrestling recently.
Well, I'm just saying. Either way, it's like you know what I mean. You don't drop what you used to drop on games. So I mean, I can kind of see why they do it, but
can't wait to Casino Hop with the Funkin Homies on GTA 6. Yeah, baby.
Yeah. Yo,
I don't even want to think about that. Oh, if you don't think there's going to be a Snickers Army popping up in GTA 6 on the low,
y'all can start your own crew. But I'll tell you straight up, we are not having that in the Bio Bombs crew.
That's all right. I'll cross section each one. I'll be like, I'm in the bio bombs crew today, and then
Listen, y'all are gonna become.
Then there'll be another night
nah.
where we'll be like, what just happened here? How come we just got rolled by Snickers Army for all our candy?
We're gonna become arch enemies, y'all. We're gonna be on a podcast every week hating each other.
I will get an army of people recruited into the GTA group. You guys are like, what is going on here?
Yeah. All of a sudden, it's like one day we get on. There's like 8 of us, 10 of us in the bio bombs group. You got like 40 people in the army. You guys all roll up with brown bazookas.
Yeah, why is this guy shooting Snickers at me? Like, what's going on here? People are like, what? Yeah, but yeah, we just became a gaming show like overnight, bio bombs games. But it was cool. It was interesting. A lot of characters there. I got to talk to some of the characters, talk to them about what it takes. I mean, so it was definitely a different vibe for sure. What I did learn though is that at this day and age, sharing a hotel room with your buddies is tough because my guy, my buddy has sleep apnea and he's the smallest dude in the room. I don't even know how it's possible. And he doesn't use the machine. I had to have the noise canceling headphones on full blast with rain sounds.
See, the rule with that is like, yo, you got to leave the room for an hour and come back. I'll be sleeping, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
So you'll sleep. You won't get woke up by the snoring.
I should. Nah. I mean, you snored. I snore when we crash at the MTE or whatever.
I believe that with you because you sleep like a dead man still. So it's like you're
just like
it's just
straight up. There's people
wakes up like the Undertaker.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Happy to be alive, baby. All right, one question we can bring our guests in because obviously I don't want to stay on here just bullshitting with you. If Godfrey were to ever cosplay, what would Godfrey cosplay as? Man. That's the question. I know you have an idea now because you were around all this stuff. I want to hear in the chat. What do you think?
I want to hear some original ones. Don't be taking any low hanging fruit.
Let's save these. You guys
Peter
feel free
Griffin.
to pop them through.
You know what though? There's a Peter Griffin guy that cosplays that can't be beat. He can't be beat, and I've met him too in person. He literally looks like real life Peter Griffin. I've met this dude.
Oh, that dude that was on Instagram. That guy.
He looks like Peter Griffin.
Does he do videos too or no?
He does videos, yeah, but I met him in person.
That dude that's on the internet though that looks like Peter Griffin. You met him?
Not last week, but before I have, yeah.
No shit.
Peter Shrek. I knew someone would go Shrek or Bigfoot. Shrek's not original. Any guy with a big dome, they're gonna say that too. That has got bald head, like oh Shrek.
I don't think you'd be a bad Shrek.
Yeah, but that's not original. And Shrek, I'm keeping a beard, so probably
you're Shrek shaped.
Yeah,
you can't
the Liver King. Yeah, right. They I would
a lawn gnome.
A lawn gnome.
Yo, David.
Herman Munster.
That's the best one so far.
Herman Munster.
I would be a Herman Monster. I'll take.
You got to be tall to be Herman.
That's what
Munster.
I mean. Yeah, that's what I mean. You have to fit your character, right?
Overweight Thor. There's plenty of overweight Thors at these cosplays.
That was a good one too. Overweight Thor was great. That was a great character. You'd have to be
old Home Depot character.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a good one. That's a really good one.
Who is that? I've never seen.
It's the dude with like the hat. He's like a cartoon. He's got the big nose and shit. The short dude and like the flannel shirt.
I know he's talking about.
He looks kind of like a yard gnome. Gimli's the go-to. You guys have to tune in for the holiday show because I'm already gonna buy Godfrey all the stuff that's necessary.
Homer Depot is his name. Homer Depot.
Homer Red beard dye, whole nine.
Yeah, Gimli. I'm surprised that wasn't even one of the first ones.
Yeah. Yo, Bar from Spaceballs. Shout out to Spaceballs, by the way. I heard it. Somebody was talking about it in a podcast the other day, and I just don't think it gets enough credit. Spaceballs is one of the funniest movies ever made.
Gimli.
All right, let's bring our guest in, y'all, because we're just doing what we usually do, Godfrey, which is just go on a complete tear to the left, right, and in between.
Mm-hmm.
Let's welcome our boy Casey in. Casey, what's good with you, brother?
What's up, fellas?
What's good, Casey?
It's good, Matt.
Chilling.
Nice.
There, I was saying, where's my effects at? Thing was delayed by 9 hours. Welcome, Casey. I've met Casey through the interwebs on the TikTok. Casey's in good old Oklahoma over there. What city are you close to in Oklahoma?
Muskogee is the biggest city close to me.
Okay. My man likes to do everything, car shows, you name it. So we're bringing him in here. Want to, tell you about his journey, give you some tips and kind of just get to know him, If you saw the title, as I said, from flipping plates to detailing the state, I came up with that one. So I mean,
That's
this
cute,
guy,
Godfrey. That's cute.
yeah,
You're
you know,
getting so good
That
at
was real
these.
cool.
yeah. So he, I'm getting cute from you a lot. I did a video the other day, and he's like, "Yo, it's so cute when you try to sell." Like, what are these cute comments, man? Like,
Because we're so used to you being like Snicker Armied up or whatever, you know, when you come up and you have these moments of just, you know, business and little witty little, you know,
nice
clickbait titles for the YouTube.
Now you see Casey's beard is much longer than the video show, but you know we were wondering if we should put it in.
Yeah, that boy got some length, man.
That's thanks to my buddy Bad Juju's. They got some really good products.
Yep, I ordered some last night. One of the beard oils is mint chocolate chip. I wonder how that's gonna smell.
It's
mint chocolate chip.
That's dope.
Interesting one, right?
I'm all about the oils. I only do them about a couple days a week though. I feel like my beard responds better. This is gonna sound really weird. To like dirt and grime being in it.
No, yeah, okay. I mean, it's natural.
I don't know how else to say it than that, man. Yeah, it's like more natural, you know. But I do like to hit it like, you know, a couple times a week just to give a little nourishment, keep the shine going or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I had a spray and bed lighter in this yesterday.
Yeah.
Now it looks like this.
But it gives you like a real good form, right? Like you kind of like it'll stay better. You put all the oils in it and it kind of wants to fluff all over the place because it's so light and vibrant or whatever. It's like kind of like sometimes a grit holds it better than anything else, you know? Dang beer convention up here, you know? Your game. Yeah. How long you been growing that thing, Case?
This one, 2 years.
Okay. It's a nice amount of length in 2 years, man. Pause.
And I've had it trimmed up a couple times.
Mm-hmm. I chop inches off now. I don't even realize it comes back so fast. Yeah. I just took probably like 3 inches off my shit like maybe a month and a half ago, and I feel like it's right back to being long as hell again.
Every time I paint something, I normally have paint or clear coat hung up in it, and I'll have it chopped off.
Just in the bottoms.
Chopped off.
That happens, man.
See, I like to keep mine controlled, so this is about as long as I get it. You know, 2 to 3 weeks is what I'm going to do with it. You know, and probably get a trim this weekend. I like to keep the edges nice and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Just let it go.
Yeah.
You got to get past that certain stage, and then you just be like, "Yeah, I got a nice beard."
Yeah, there's this spot like when you're like first doing it, everybody who wants to grow one. It's like you just got to get through that like initial space when the shit starts to itch a little bit, and you can't cut. The biggest trick is you can't cut this shit in the back. You got to let it all just grow. You just got to deal with it, and you'll grow past the phase, and then you're good to go after that.
Said touch-up brush.
Little touch-up brush. So, you know, Casey's got an interesting story. You know, I was talking to him the other night, and it didn't seem like he set out to be a detailer, but he's always been around cars in some form or another. And I didn't know he was big into license plates, right? And he was telling me about it, and pretty much he parlayed these license plates into equipment for his detailing business, right? And you were making a living off of it at first, right? Tell him how you came into the license plate. Kind of came in like it almost was like an accident how you got into the license plate, right?
I love that. I want to hear about this so much, dude. Like when I seen you were coming on and Godfrey mentioned this to me, I was like, yeah, I'm like, I have so many questions.
It's a great story. It's a cool story. It's a sad story, but it's a great story. The guy that taught me how to detail, his name was Sam. He was into license plates. He was always working at dealerships. He'd pull them off the cars when they come in on trade. He'd keep them, start hanging them up. He was a detailer for 26 years at the same dealership. So he had a wide collection of license plates. He passed away. His wife asked me if I could sell some of his junk to help her make house payments. And I was like, yeah, I'll come sell your junk. So I go out there. We start with license plates. I mean, there's tens of thousands of license plates out here.
Really?
Yeah. I started selling them online on Facebook. First couple people did me real good. I had a couple people kind of rip me off, but you know, I learned from my mistakes, and we made her house payments for 6 months with selling license plates.
Wow.
And I eventually started collecting them myself from that, started buying them off of her, and it just became an addiction, honestly.
So tell me more about it. Like, so when people were buying these plates off you, and a couple people, got over on you, et cetera, like, tell me like more about this. What were these plates? What made them so special? What were they going for? Why were people purchasing? Like, I just want to know, because like there's a guy I follow on YouTube, this dude Doug DeMoro. He's like from our area. He lives out in Cali now. He does all like the videos, like the quirky videos for cars and shit. And he's got plates. He's got like 2, 3, 7, 9. You know what I mean? Like these numbers that are super low. And I get that, right? Like that makes sense to me. But like, is that what you were doing, or?
So you want to go low numbers? That's your rarity. Graphic designs, those will sell really good. Places like Delaware, Rhode Island, they're real small.
What about the Pennsylvania plate with the train and the white letters that you couldn't even see when the cops like? That's like a notorious plate for us here in PA. You ever see that one?
Yeah.
That's like the one to have.
Yes.
That and the Dare plate was always a cool one too.
The Dare plate's expensive.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But you can't re-register a license plate.
Yes and no.
I want to know this
state, right? Depends on the state, doesn't it?
Yeah, it depends on the state. And say you're going to do a classic car, right? So you got something from 1973. You go find you a 1973 plate. You can register that to the car.
Only for classics? Do you have to have
you can do
classic tag?
Classic tags. But
So
you can take all license plates can be registered as a classic tag.
As long as they're in that 20-year mark or whatever, 30-year mark. Right? Because then don't you have to have a certain amount of years under your belt to register something as a classic? Is it 20, 30?
20,
you guys know.
Well, it's 25.
I think it's 20, 22.
I think it's 20 is the number I think it is. I'm sure somebody in that chat will tell us.
I think it's 20.
Interesting.
So is Alaska the Holy Grail plate? Sounds like this guy's doing. Is that the like?
Alaska's hard place to get, especially the older the old ones, where they only got a couple left.
I'm just curious. I got like a custom plate or whatever that I didn't transfer onto my new truck for some reason because I was an idiot and didn't think about it when I was going to do it. But I don't think you can re-register that plate up against another car. At least in PA. I gotta figure it out.
I don't know how that works there.
Whatever, my bad. So go back to selling these plates for money. So like,
yeah, so I'm slinging these plates for money to help this lady.
What kind of plates though? Were they just like random numbers that were low?
Dude, we're talking all 50 states, different countries, tribal tags. Like that's where it really got insane, was with the tribal license plates. Because I'm right here in Oklahoma. I think we have 35 tribes that are registered for license plates here.
Really?
And the smaller the tribe, the more expensive the plate.
When you say tribe, what do you mean tribe?
Native American.
Native Americans.
No shit. I didn't even realize I had plates.
Yeah, dude, we got tons of plates.
Ignorant, but
no, it's cool.
Some of them run their own cops, their own city, pretty much. Their own
I understand that. Yeah. I just didn't know that they had like
my wife is Chickasaw. Game. Yeah.
Okay.
My wife is Chickasaw, so we all run a Chickasaw tag.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, there's 35 different tags for tribal tags.
Wow, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's a dope ball.
I'll have to send you some pictures.
Yeah, for sure. Would love to see that.
So you started kind of getting into it, and you kind of turned it into a living. It sounds like for a little bit.
So yeah, it was a living. I was buying and selling and trading. I was paying bills with it when I needed to. Most people put pictures of their family in the house. My walls were just license plates.
So funny. I love that, dude.
Dude, I had thousands of plates in the house.
Really?
Yeah.
So, like, are we leading up to the point where this became a serious problem for you and had to back off of license plates?
No, it didn't become an issue.
Okay. I didn't know we were going like license plates anonymous or something.
I still made money off of them. I wasn't like wasting money, losing out or nothing.
Yeah.
So you got good at where to find them and stuff like that too, because that's the trick, right? Knowing when you see something, knowing when to find them in random spots where people are like, "Here, I'm just selling the plate," and they don't have any idea what they have, type of deal.
So what's cool, man? All these people around here know me, and my wife does pictures for car lots. She takes the pictures and puts the cars online, throws the stickers in the windows, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. They hand her plates to bring to me all the time. And I'll just get random people that shows up and they're like, "Hey man, here's you a stack of plates."
Wow.
It's cool.
You're the plate dealer.
Do you find good ones out of that, or is it like opening a pack of baseball cards? Like, all right, beat, good, beat, and you throw it out. Like, is it? I mean, it's random what you're getting in a pile.
Yeah, so I mean, you got your basic, most common plates, and I've got stacks that are just unbelievable tall.
So do you flip through them like people flip through like cards that they collect them as comics and shit like that? Like same thing. Do you have them in like protective sleeves, or do they just clang?
The expensive ones do go in like sleeves.
Really?
Yeah, they do have license plate sleeves, just like for cards.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna take this compliment, then I'm reading the username.
I was gonna say you say the username.
I was like, what?
But I got to kick out of the comment.
I'm right there with them.
I'm like, what? Anyway, so that's interesting. Yeah, man. When I used to sell cars, like there were some dudes that were like, no, make sure my plate's not changing. I'm like, it's gonna be okay. Like they were like fanatical.
Well, I mean, you get a lot of people that want to use them to run through tolls or put on stolen cars. You do have to worry about certain people buying those tags. You don't want to just give anybody a tag.
Yeah,
that's an interesting concept or thought that I wouldn't even think about.
Yeah,
I'm so naive to the evil of the world.
And then some people chop them up, and that hurts real hardcore collectors' feelings when they chop them up because they're making crafts out of them.
So when they see the birdhouse made out of the license plate, they're like, no.
Yes, I mean, especially if it's like $100-$200 tag. So
that's what I mean.
You're like, in half. You're like,
yeah, it's so crazy. It's like me seeing like somebody
throw a
comic book or something.
At a like craft fair, like you're a savage, and walks away. What? You don't even know what you did.
Yeah, they have license plate.
It's like Pete it. It's like going, damn you. It's like the angry cat meme. You know what I mean? Casey's sitting there like, asshole.
That's funny. Any Pokemon license plates? I don't know if that exists. Probably. Who knows?
Man, you'd be surprised at what the Japanese people put on their tags.
There's companies, I don't know if you guys seen them floating on your IG, but it's like, oh, I'll get your custom plate, customplate.com or whatever. And, I went as far as to having like an email back and forth with the company because, I love the idea like of changing your plate and throwing something on there. Like in reality, like a cop could 100% pull you over, at least in PA, if you have.
It's more for like a car show kind of thing.
Yeah, but like the guy, of course, the people that I'm like going back and forth with, like, yeah, we got plenty of customers that use them all the time, blah blah blah. But I'm like, yeah, like, but like, I want to know, is it legal? The
one I was looking at too is and I look at it as fighting back is when you get that little plate on there that kind of reflects the camera shot back. And
dude, there's a spray you can get now that you can't even notice. You know what I mean? Like a cop could go right up to it and look at it. You can't even tell the spray's on the back of the plate. Yeah. Just take your plate off, put it on the ground, put it back on.
Anti-speeding camera. That's all I gotta say. So
the best,
a whole other conversation.
The best is one of the homies when they're like, we're in a group chat and they're like, yo, man, I just got 2 tickets on the boulevard. I'm like, there's cameras on the boulevard. I didn't see the signs. Like, they give you signs for like a mile. Speed cameras ahead. Like, pay attention, dog.
Yeah, well, it's the road we have. It's one of the most dangerous roads in America. It's called Roosevelt Boulevard. But the thing that's messed up about that is, and I won't go crazy on this, is part of the reason they put that in there is because people were crossing the street getting whammed by cars that were drag racing, right? Yeah. Now, one, why were you crossing the street with your kid that late at night? 2, on top of that, the kid was driving his Audi like a maniac. But they're not ticketing people that are driving 70 miles per hour. It's people that went over 5 miles per hour. Like, big deal. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's like, I actually
shout out to Calvin, man. Calvin passed on a boulevard on his bike.
Yeah. Unfortunately, yeah. And yeah, man. But the license plate thing's pretty interesting. So you took that pretty much, and you were like, you already knew how to detail at that point, right?
Yeah,
so
I was already.
You learned the craft from the guy, and you kind of took that money and you started buying equipment. You needed to do other jobs like shop. I'm assuming you used it to get your shop, right?
Not the shop I'm in now, but I did have a carport that I turned into a garage over time, and that's what I use a lot of that money for. And I bought, extractors and better power washers and just upgraded all my equipment.
Smart. So you reinvested the money.
Yeah.
Okay. Smart move. Yeah, so you reinvested it. You got to thrive in business, actually. You know, now. I mean, how that? What are we talking like? It was like 5 years ago, 4 years ago, more than that.
2 years ago is when
2 years ago.
sold. Yeah, because dude, I was outside all the way up until 2 years ago until I got a carport garage. And then
shout out to full-time outside detailers, man.
now I'm yeah, they are, because I mean
elements are raw, bro.
Yeah, Oklahoma could be pretty rough, right? Like the winter could be rough, the wind could be rough. You got the tornadoes you got to deal with. Like
I've tried detailing in 9-degree weather before. You know,
man,
water freezing on the car is the worst, bro. Instant freeze is the worst.
Spray your chemicals, they come out and they just fall.
Yeah,
that's awful. Yeah, man. So what do you do at that point? You're like, I got to finish this another day. You just gotta have to hammer through it.
Shut the doors, turn the car on, and let the heat run. Clean what you can. Keep going. Hope the customer's cool with it. I don't ever stop, man. It does. I'll say I'm like the postal service. You know, I clean and shine in any weather. It doesn't matter what's going on.
Yeah, nice. For the most part, you can keep doors open if it's like, as long as it's not pouring rain. You know what I mean? Like if it's spitting, raining, whatever.
Yeah.
You can bang out because you're gonna wipe down the door panels and stuff by the time you're done the job anyway, or whatever. Yeah. If it's downpouring sideways, it's a different story. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But umbrella holding out the door. I've been there before.
Yeah.
So
big boy Mary Poppins joint. One of the big ass umbrellas, just hold that thing there. It works.
Now clean by details.
Doing your yoga and shit, you know. One arm down with the vacuum nozzle, the other one up holding the umbrella.
We'll come to this later on, but the Clean by Details is a company name, and I know you've had to. We'll ask you later what's the coolest car you detail, because you've had some different ones, and you'll have a good answer. So, what I wanted to ask you though is, or what I wanted to say is, I wanted to ask you. My man here actually just got elected to city council.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right,
claps at. That's a definitely clap soundboard right there. There you go. There you go.
I was trying to fit that into the title, but it wasn't going to be too smooth, so I just let it be. But you know, I was like, that's pretty impressive. So, I mean, what inspired you to do that? Did you just want to see if you can make a change in your community? Like, what made you want to do that? Because you know, that's like,
I never thought about it. You know what I mean? People just started calling me, coming up to me, and it's like, hey, you really should get in there and see what you can do. We need more younger people in there. We need a change of thought process in there. It's just everything needs to be different.
And you took the opportunity.
I was like, all right, whatever, I'll try. And
awesome, dude.
I didn't know it was going to like actually happen.
Did you think you were going to win? Did you think you had a shot when you first tried?
Nah, I thought it was people would take it as a joke or something.
Look at you.
And then they actually backed me and was serious about it. And I was like, oh, let me get serious for a minute.
You came out, you were like,
yeah,
I won.
Yeah. Actually, I won by 8%.
That's good.
That's what's up, bro.
Good for you, man. So you're sitting on the board, you know, you cleaning all that stuff. I mean, I shouldn't say board, city council, right? Was it official?
Yeah, city council.
Yeah. Okay.
What does that require of a citizen?
I show up once a month. I help make decisions on how we're spending our money, where the money goes, the stuff we're going to be doing in town, fixing and getting in, and I guess dealing with grants. I'm real brand new to it, so it's a learning process.
Nice, dude. Good for you, man. Congratulations. That's pretty dope.
Thanks. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm doing it.
That's all right, man. That's what it's all about.
So,
sometimes you don't know. You just got to kind of go with the flow, you know?
Yeah. I did.
So do you enjoy it so far? I mean, you think it's
yeah. I just started. What was it? The second or third was a Tuesday. I don't know what. It was
so literally, yeah.
Yeah, I just swore in a couple weeks ago.
Okay. That's what's up, man. You got to come back in and fill us in a couple months. Let us know what you
think.
Yeah,
man, that's an interesting process.
That's awesome, dude.
So you basically, people are coming up to you. So, you know, I guess the personal inspiration is like, you know, when did you say to yourself, like, I might be able to do this? Maybe I could do some good. Or did you have to go through some kind of like personal conversation? Your wife was like, no, I think you can do it. Were you doubting yourself, or is the lady behind the scenes kind of give you a push, you know, saying you can do that?
So this is what I'll say about her opinion. She didn't want me to be in the spotlight. She didn't want, you know, everything I've ever done brought up to a lot of different people. I mean, who's to say I'm the best person ever? You know, like we've all been young and dumb.
Some of us are old and dumb still.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my first threat as councilman the other day, supposedly. But
already?
Yeah.
Damn, bro, you getting people mad already?
Yeah, first day. First day.
That's crazy.
That's a whole nother story. But
yeah, you gotta watch that though, man. It's gonna be on the internet now. You gotta watch this.
Yeah. So I mean, she was cool towards the end of it. She started backing me pretty good, and she supports me on it.
Gotcha. Awesome. So you thought like,
I just had enough people coming to me and asking me to try to do something, and I was like, why not? This is what the people want. Let's give the townspeople what they want.
It takes a certain skill to be able to do that. You got to be a good networker. You got to be able to talk to all the different kinds of people.
You're already got to be able to. It makes sense, man.
Yeah, you got to be able to.
Well, so that's not the only thing I've been asked to try to join this year. We have a VOTEC school here, and they have asked me to join their committee because they're going to start doing detailing classes. And they want me to be a part of it. So it's just kind of waiting for next year to kick off now.
I think that's an awesome thing to get involved in. I would love to see tech school starting to do that.
Yeah.
Because there's certain kids, man. I mean, in general, right? Like you just want to work with your hands. You want to be moving. You want to do things or whatever. And, you know.
The new body and paint tech that's in there believes that, I'm not trying to say nothing bad about people, but he thinks 98% of those kids aren't going to make it out into the real paint and body world. Realistically, you might get like 1 or 2 graduates that goes and actually does that for a career.
Right.
So he wants to teach everybody entry level stuff going into body shops and dealerships and stuff like that. So they do have a job placement and where they can build up later.
Yeah.
I mean, that's smart because body work is rough, man. Like it's not, you know, certain people like
listen, any trade is though, dude, if you think about it, right? Like, I mean, if you're a blue collar and you're in the game, like there's a strong possibility the trade you're in is not easy work.
I mean, I started out as a detailer and now I paint cars. I do ceramic coatings. I do clear coats on patina vehicles. I mean, the sky's the limit. I do sound editing and installs. There's all kinds of stuff I do. I do spray and bed liners. Okay.
Accessories, whatever. You don't care.
Yeah, it's what you want to do. Like,
if you can do it, you'll do it. If you don't know how to do it, you'll figure it out and do it anyway.
And I like mixing it up because then I don't get bored just detailing every day.
Yeah.
It's not repetitive.
Yeah.
So I know you're big into the car scene, right? Because you got a car show you do every year. How many years is this running this car show?
The one I have coming up in June will be the 2nd year I've hosted it, but I have thrown another one going on 5 years. This year will be my 5th year on it. So I'm on my 7th show, or I'll be on my 6th show going on to my 7th this year.
How old are you, bro?
37.
Okay. That's what's up.
Yeah, listen,
moves out there. Listen, before we forget, we gotta make sure, Godfrey, don't forget, we gotta throw a package together to have for him to give away.
No, I got it.
I'm already on it.
Yeah.
We already did it.
All right, good.
Taylor side deal. No, I'm just joking. It wasn't.
Of course it was. The mule and Godfrey constantly working in the back and behind me.
No, we were already working on it. I got sent the logos and all that stuff, so we were already working on it. So
you're on the flyer, you're on the shirt, you're on the banner.
Oh, cool.
You're everywhere. I tagged y'all in a Facebook post also for the car show.
Yep. Nice. Yeah, man, definitely. It's it looks like it's gonna be pretty dope. So it seems like you've been in the car shows too for a while. So you're running a car show. Like, what's that like? Like running a car show seems like a task.
A circus.
It seems like a real task. The bigger it gets, the bigger the circus, the more peanuts you need, so to speak. Or how I look at it. Like,
I don't know how this one's going to go. This is the largest or most attention any one of my car shows has received. I'm at 1,100 interested people wanting to attend this car show.
You're going to have to get a bigger lot next year?
I can fit 250 cars where I'm at right now.
With parking?
No. Well, parking will be on the other side of the mall. Okay. So this is going to be all split up from one side. You'll have to come in one side.
So it's in a mall parking lot.
Yeah, it's going to be in a mall parking lot. What they're going to do is they're going to put the inside vendors inside where people have to walk through the mall, go past the vendors, and then come out to the fair and the car show.
That's kind of cool. It's cool to see a mall doing that because malls are dying.
That's the only thing that's going to be in the mall. We have one store, we have two stores in the mall. There's Axe Throwing Place, which I'm fixing to start sponsoring. And
it's always a good time.
Yeah. And then there's a guy that sells jewelry in there, like one of those ones in the center of the mall.
Yeah.
So you tell me this is a mall with like 2 stores in a total?
Malls are hurting now, bro.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying 2 stores?
2 stores.
Owner's holding on. I would have shut it down. I'm out.
Well, so the post office is in a large section of it now also.
Oh, okay.
So that's what's keeping it alive.
Smart play.
Commercial real estate is such a wild play right now, man.
Yeah,
it has been for the past few years, ever since COVID, really. You know what I mean? But shopping and retail and
nobody wants to go shopping; they just shop online.
Yeah, well,
but I mean, I feel a lot of the places that get business nowadays regularly are the smaller mom and pop shops. Like, if you're going, like, you're not going to Walmart to get detail supplies and shit like that. You know what I mean? They're not catering, first of all, to have 3/4 of the shit that you need.
Yeah,
but saw it. You go to your local spots, like same thing, like bakeries, food joints, whatever. Like, I'm at least always going somewhere local that's like a single entity, you know, as opposed to being like a brand or whatever.
Man, it's hard to catch me in Walmart. Like, you might see me there twice a year if I have to.
Yep.
Everything else is small stores.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I saw a comment, like I worked a lot in malls and in managed positions, like just working as an employee as a kid. And I saw it coming even well before COVID, because what they were charging people per square foot is almost unsustainable unless you're a big box retail type of store.
100%.
And, what people will pay for kiosks. So then when things started to get a little lean, I was like, yeah. I used to run a big AT&T store, and their play was a smart play because they couldn't anybody take up that square footage. They brought in a Lego store, which was one of the only ones in the area. So, the thing is I'm not surprised at malls, because when I worked for AT&T, they started making this shift before it happened, where they were taking their stores that were in the mall to outside individual stores, because people started saying, like, I don't want to go into the mall. I want to go and get what I want to get.
The outdoor walk, like the outlet store strips now, are like the new thing. People would rather walk around outside and go exactly to what store they want to be at and park in that area than,
We got a lot of those little strip malls.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So that's a cool place. So they're probably happy to see you. Bringing some foot traffic into that mall. That's probably making that vendor's year, or the dude's year there. So I mean, for me, man,
I would hope so.
Yeah, that's good. So how does I haven't even gotten myself one of those tumblers. How do those tumblers work? Are they good, man? Because I haven't gotten one. Everybody else has. And I'm just wondering how good the tumbler is, because people were asking me, like, do you like it? I'm like, I don't know. I don't have one.
Man's flipping it upside down. He had a drop come out, man.
That was just from the mouthpiece. That's just where I didn't sip it all up.
Okay, so we got a quality tumbler there.
You got a nice tumbler.
Someone was like, you should get Yetis. I was like, if we get on the stock exchange, we'll get Yetis. All right, chill.
No, I wouldn't get the Yetis.
You want to pay $60 for a tumbler?
Yeah. I mean, we'll be Oprah of like odor. You get a Yeti. Everyone gets a Yeti. You're just throwing them out like, come on, man. Dude, that was killing me. Yeah, we'll get Yetis. Anyway.
Tumbler. My bad, Godfrey.
No, it's all right. So I'll get a tumbler. I'll call Taylor.
Yeah. Ship me one.
Ship it across the town. Should have had 2 zip codes over. So, yeah, man, but that's cool. I mean, that's so what was the inspiration to start a car show, though? Was it just like, because these are like the things you're doing, these are organizational type of things. Like, you got to
organization asked me to do it. People asked me.
Okay. So people kind of like you. That's what it sounds like.
Sometimes some people like me.
Let me ask you a question with that. Right? I don't want to get too into this realm, but do you feel like once you kind of got into that world of like local politics, it's different than like federal, right? Like, do you feel like there's like an attitude shift toward you, or do you feel like things are still normal?
I feel like it's normal. So, okay. So our state representative, I detail their vehicles. Our district people, I detail their vehicles. I do big lawyers' vehicles. Man, we're all just people. Like,
yeah, I like that.
I do some pretty big, important people's names in the state's vehicles, and it's just hey, how you doing? pay me my money. See you later, buddy. I treat them just like anybody else.
Now, what got you into detailing? You said you learned from this older gentleman. Does it just kind of like opportunity, or you were looking for something to do?
I've done it on my own before. Nothing serious. I needed a job. My friend was doing details at a body shop. He made it sound fun, and then I got this job and found out what it was really about. After my buddy passed away, the job I was at wouldn't pay me over $11 an hour. I got fed up with it, and I just started on my own. And now I currently sit in a brand new shop building that's a year old last month.
Do they sub cars out to you now? Because that'd be the ultimate sweet revenge. Do they?
I've done a lot of their stuff. Yeah,
nice. I like that. I like when stuff won't work. I'm like, hey, what's up, homie?
Yeah. I do a lot of stuff for body shops too. All the body shops around here sends me everything to be buffed. I'm one of the few people around here that can actually run a rotary and not swirl nothing out.
So let me ask you about the body shop thing, because that's a topic that's come up even in the past. Like, did you go out to grab the accounts by just networking, or how did
they call me?
Okay. And that's just through like reference, referrals, whatever.
I've never gone out and looked for work besides saying, hey, this is my Facebook page, and sharing it with people. That's all.
That's good. That is good.
That's all I've done.
That's crazy, bro.
Everyone else just tells people about me, or they come to me or call.
Good for you, man.
You're working on reputation a lot, a good reputation. Yeah. So that goes a long way. Word of mouth reputation is still undefeated.
The only advertisement I have is a radio commercial, and I did a trade deal. I cleaned someone's Jeep, and they gave me a year's worth of radio commercials 6 times a day, 7 days a week for 365 days.
Damn.
Yeah.
She.
Well, even radio advertising is different depending on the market. You can't Christian's pricing in his head like what would be in Philly. It's way different.
It's not even that. I'm just saying in general to get that type of exposure. And see, like for me, radio ads, it's a repetitive thing, right? Like you have to beat your message into your customer. Like they're not going to get it the first time, but if you're banging them 6 times a day, 7 days a week or whatever, and they catch it twice, a week, 3 times a week, if they're like, yo, I got to get my shit detailed. Like, and they're going crazy.
And it actually helps me because it reaches clients that I normally don't have a reach on, because it's all country. It's a country radio station.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Did you have like a really fancy jingle, or were you just like, come get your car cleaned or something? Like, what's it like generic?
Great question.
The guy that does the radio show actually did it for me.
So he hooked you up with a jingle too? It sounds like the deal of the century.
Yeah, they did the commercial. They did.
Were you wearing a Lone Ranger mask when you did that deal?
Did you ceramic coat this bull's Jeep at least? No,
I did a.
Damn, dog! How do you sleep at night?
I did what I call a base tail. It's just a full interior clean, outside wash, wax, little tire shine, air freshener. It's good to go.
Nice.
Good for you, bro. That's a deal of the century.
Did you at least give him a rubber ducky? Because the Jeep riders love the ducks.
Oh, this Jeep probably had, I bet you, 200 ducks on it easy.
Jesus.
I don't get that.
The rear wheel for the spare tire had ducks all the way around it.
Like glued to it? Like how did it
glued and zip tied down?
Wow.
So weird.
I couldn't not be in a car and be like, rubber ducky, you're the one.
It's so weird, man. They do they like to do the peace sign to each other when they drive and stuff. The ducks, the Jeep people are getting weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
I get it, right? Like you ride a bike, you're on a bike, you guys pass each other. It's like, boom, you throw in a peace sign. I said, what up? That's completely different. You know what I mean? Like the Jeep thing, I just don't get the Jeep thing.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jeep guy, but I
don't like Jeeps. I like Jeeps or whatever, but
those Jeep people, they like to be topless and do things. So
yeah, I think the Jeeps are overrated. Personally, people might get some hate. I think it's one of the most overrated vehicles. When I used to sell someone a Jeep, it wasn't a Jeep person. They would get in there and be like, "This ride's rough." I'm like, "Yeah, it's a Jeep."
Yeah.
They're like, I'm like, it was a military all-terrain vehicle. It's supposed to ride rough. They're like, it's loud. I'm like, it's a Jeep.
Yeah.
The Jeep I did that detail on for the radio commercial, I had to drive it back 25 miles to the owner because they didn't have a ride to come get it. You want to talk about 55 miles an hour down the highway? Just
the thing walks like crazy, dude.
yeah, it was
or especially you got the soft top. It's like you're like
no top, no top,
no
this
top
right here just
blowing in the wind.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. Listen, man. On a bike, at least with a beard, and if you have a motorcycle and you ride, that thing will straighten your beard out and fluff it down. I mean, you have the best looking beard ever when you get off that damn thing. It's just like you're like a dog with its head out the window. You know.
That's aggressive toward the G people. That's G people eat Snickers for the foxes. Oh man, that's rough.
Jeez.
Yeah,
highlighting the comment and everything. I mean, sheesh.
Hummers don't. Yeah, I think Hummers were overrated too. People were up on them again. I just remember everybody like Hummer, and then like
I think people were up on a Hummer because they were doing some crazy rebate if you bought that joint or something like that. That's why everybody was on the new electric.
Well, yeah, they got the new EVs out.
Yeah, but
talk to me about those Hummers in 6 years. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know, man. I just remember back in the day, people were buying them, and they were like a status symbol, you know. Maybe you would say they were the Cybertruck before the Cybertruck, if you will, you know, back in the day, and people had it. And all I know is when it came to the lot, they weren't worth a shit because they didn't run good at all. You know what I mean?
No, they weren't.
That's how I judge the car. But interesting. So, yeah, so we're gonna ask you a few questions. Now, this is a kind of a loaded question before we get into Fast AF, you know. Fresh AF boy, Fast AF boy, whatever we're going to call it.
No, we got to figure that out.
What is the most interesting car you've worked on? Because you've had some doozies. I know you've told me about a few of them. Like, what is it doesn't have to be like a cool like make, but like interesting in general. Because you've had some different ones.
We'll go with the most recent, with most interesting for this year. I did one of JFK's personal limos while he was president.
Okay. Now, was it the limo?
No, it wasn't the limo. This was a Cadillac.
Okay. How big was that? How spacious was that thing? That thing had to be like a boat.
It was huge. I believe it was 18 foot long.
What year?
60.
No shit.
Yeah.
Great condition.
Perfect. It had your grandma's plastic on all the seats and interior and all that.
Really?
When you say grandma's plastic, you talking about that thick plastic? You talking about that?
Yeah, that real thick stuff. You go sit on.
Did grandma have on her carpet too?
It's yellow. It's yellowed.
Yeah, but this was clear. This was still clear.
Yeah.
I actually found some smelling salts left in the car where no one has ever found them before. From while
what?
Yep, where I had a buddy that bought it out of a museum. The museum people missed it. And I also found a bubblegum wrapper.
Get out of there.
What kind of bubblegum was it?
How do you say it? Pepsi.
Double bubble?
Not Pepsi. It was like PESP or Pepsi.
So
I forget. I'll send you pictures after this is all over.
So what the hell would you have smelling salts in there for? Unless you just knew you might be getting knocked out every now and then. You know what I mean?
I want to try them things sometime, man.
I think.
No, you don't. But I mean, I want to be around when you do, though. But,
I'm talking about the joints that Rogan be sniffing. You ever see those? When they get kicked in the face.
Let's think about this. Let's say you're president. You're out partying. Someone passes out on your watch. You got to say, "Hey, you got to wake up, girl."
Yeah. Well, JFK was known for a little bit of the partying, you know what I mean? So
he's
Marilyn Monroe,
he's probably out there waking them up after they got done partying, you know. Hey, you gotta go home. Time to see you later. Bye.
Get out of the car. Jackie's coming in. No, I'm sorry. You should have said that. It's probably what it was. Get out. Oh. I mean, I'm just reporting here. I'm not saying anything. Don't come after me. This is just reality. Smelling salts. The fact that where was that hidden? No, because that had to be like nowhere that you would look. Was it like under a seat somewhere? No. Tucked away?
On the door, on the back door, I had this little snap. And I was really hesitant about unsnapping this snap with the age of the vehicle and the history.
Have it just like rip at the leather
or
whatever.
And I was like, you know what? I wonder if anybody's ever opened that. No one's ever opened it. Yeah, that's it right there. Beeman's.
I knew John was going to come out, yo. Mr.
I appreciate it. My memory is a little.
He kills it, dude. He drops knowledge bombs the whole podcast.
I'm glad.
Yeah. By the way, here's your tax credit for your Hummer. Still cost about $89,000. No thanks.
So I unsnapped the button. Everything stayed together, thankfully.
Yeah.
My hand. I reached my hand down there, and I could kind of feel something, but I couldn't grab it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go stretching this out and breaking it. Well, one of my buddies comes over, and he brought his wife with him. She's a real tiny girl, real small hands.
Teeny hands.
I was like, hey, come here. I need you to reach down there and grab something. So she pulled the smelling salts out and the gum wrapper out.
Oh, shit.
Did you sniff it and not know it was smelling salts, though?
The smelling salts container was empty.
Of course.
It looked like a box of matches. It flipped out like that.
Huh. That's dope.
Crazy.
God, I'm gonna get a smelling salts. We're gonna do it on the pod live one day.
Well, man, why do you want to do that to yourself?
It's just a kick in the face for 5 seconds, man.
Just gotta wake up.
Might need him for SEMA this year. So
the strong possibility.
Let's get into this fresh AF boy. Christian doesn't like playing the music, but I think like the audience really enjoys when you play.
All right, man. Listen, it's been a couple weeks, so we'll go.
They really enjoy when you play the cut. You know,
play the music.
It's a story.
I'm fast as fuck, boy. Still fast as fuck, boy. Come get some. I don't think you have any idea how fast I really am.
I just wish I had like 10 more minutes in life to just try to tweak that and figure out how to get it.
He's listening to it like, I'm fast as fuck. Fuck. This seems to be off by a few. That's by a scotch, just a little bit.
I tried so hard too, and right before the pod started the 1 week, I'm like, "Well, this isn't gonna work out."
I don't think we could top Rogan and Theo Vaughn doing smelling salts. I could just imagine Theo Vaughn's face. Just
Bro, I'm telling you, watch Rogan doing the salts with the guys, man. He did them with Diaz and a couple of the other cats. I mean, every time, dude, they'll pop them open. They're just like, oh my god, and I just
didn't he have Joey Diaz do it one time?
Yeah,
I remember Diaz's face. It looked like he smelled death. Like
man.
Yeah. So we got some good questions for you.
Right.
We had to hit you with that car because I remember you telling me about the JFK one. I didn't know if that was going to make the list because I know you've done a lot of car show cars. I figured that would. That's pretty dope right there. So, rinseless or nah?
Yeah, and when it's like not on something crazy dirty, you know what I mean? Like I did a bed liner after I pulled the plastic and everything off of it. I did a rinseless on it because I had already cleaned it. I just wanted to clean up some little dust here and there.
Okay.
I use rinseless for windshield cleaning too. It's the best glass cleaner I've ever come across.
Okay. I've heard someone say that else before. So
it's got mad uses, interior stuff like that. I use it more for other stuff than I do for actually washing the vehicle.
Favorite BioBar scent?
Why'd you come in there all sexy like that?
That's what favorite BioBar scent. Get all
favorite BioBar scent.
It's a toss up of the vanilla.
Ooh, we got a vanilla entry and the grape. Vanilla and the grape. The vanilla's underrated. It's underrated.
That might have to be a combo bar. I'd be curious about that one.
Grape vanilla. I kind of like it. The grape, listen, the Bevy grape hits hard, man. It's been one of my favorites since I first got it. I
hang it up in my bathroom.
I just threw Bevy in the truck.
I've got a squash in my car, but I got the grape in the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just talked to Daniel from Flawless today. He was like, yo, Chris, you gotta send me 10 of each. He wanted to iced out in that squash because that's his literal combination.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do like a bio air freshener bar hack week or something like that.
I have to do something where we go out in the streets and we ask people.
Do a hack week
combinations or something, or yeah. There's a lot of different combos now.
What's your favorite double stack play? Because you got to use 2 bars to do that, right? So the vanilla is underrated. I think people don't. I like it a lot. It's a good neutral scent that has a little bit more strength on it, and it just smells. It just smells great, man. I've always loved the vanilla.
So a quick little sidebar while we're on the bars.
Cream soda.
This week.
Oh,
keep your eyes peeled on Thursday, but we're dropping something new.
I know. I can't wait.
So should be a pretty cool drop.
Casey likes suspense. I offered him some behind the scenes information. He's like, no, I don't want to spoil it. So I said, all right, no problem.
I love that.
So yeah,
it'd be too hard for me not to tell everybody. Hey, guess what?
Now look at Jamie talking about he's loving the vanilla. Jamie, I want to challenge you to do vanilla and cherry. I've heard of that. The poppin' cherry and vanilla combo.
I don't know if Jamie will do it. Eddie's converted him to being a cherry hater.
Has he?
I think so.
He's poisoned him. He's poisoned him.
You gotta watch, man. That EC, he's influential.
So, yeah, that's a good pick. All right, so that's the first time I've heard vanilla. So I like that. I like to hear some of the variety there. So, worst car to work on?
Minivans.
Okay.
Soccer mom vans.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that from a detailing perspective, you're saying?
Yeah.
Interiors?
Interiors, the way that it comes. If we're talking about paint, then it's basic. Your GM black is horrible to work with.
Mm-hmm.
Campers, RVs, I won't do them no more. I refuse to do them anymore.
Now, is that because you're running into campers and RVs where people are straight living in them?
No, it's the oxidation and everything on them things.
No, I don't mind the outside. That's cakewalk. I'm talking about when they leave spoiled food in the refrigerators. When you walk into the restroom and the shower is halfway full of used women products and feces.
Oh,
you know what?
Yeah, I've seen some disaster stuff. Stuff that's going to give you nightmares.
What is the worst
biohazard stuff, bro?
Yeah. What is the worst smell that you've ever encountered ever? Like the worst smell? Like, what's the worst thing? It doesn't have to be a smell. The worst thing you've ever found in a detailer, like that is disgusting.
Man, it's I don't know who's all watching. I hate to break someone's heart. You know what I mean? I'll say this, man. I got into a customer's car not too long ago, and I couldn't sit in it to back it up and pull it into the shop, not even 20 feet. I was gagging and had to stop the car and get out to bomb it. It was so
you bio-bombed it. You're like, I'm going to have to bomb this thing first.
I sprayed every air freshener I had in it. I did throw an ozone machine in there first.
Ate it.
And, I tried to neutralize the smell the best I could within the first hour. I didn't want to waste a bomb on it because I knew I was going to need it at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the worst ones I've ever had to stomach.
What was it? Now you got me so intrigued. I didn't want to hear a story at first. Now,
it was just gross.
Like body odor, food,
body odor, mold, old food, rotten milk, all of it.
Yeah,
it was just a 24 model, also, so it's not even that old of a car.
24, yo, that's wild to me, dude.
So how I've heard rotten watermelon is the worst smell known to man.
That ain't nothing.
It's atrocious.
You smell worse.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Just had a guy this week actually call me a raw chicken situation. I'm like, get out of here, man. I haven't got one of these in a while.
Oh, the raw chicken one's wild.
Yeah, we went on vacation for 5 days.
I got that chicken
in the bag in the trunk.
Yeah.
I just don't get it though, right? Like we were laughing about it because I'm just like, man, I'm like, check out the Google reviews. I'm like, because there's another guy on there that did the chicken thing. I'm like, you want to leave a review after you get done using the product?
That's my buddy from Arkansas. I gotta call him.
It's just wild to me, dude. Like I don't know, for me, right? Like if I'm unloading my groceries,
I'm not gonna forget my chicken.
I've never forgot anything in the car.
I'm a busy guy.
I go to unload stuff and I'm like, yo, where's the chicken? Oh shit, it's still in the car. You know what I mean? But that's maybe just because that's how I am. I don't know, but
I don't ever leave nothing behind.
Nah.
Every bag on the first trip.
You got to clean. Yeah, it's always dog. Every single bag. As many as you could possibly grab. Going sideways up the steps with the key. In your hand,
I'm a one-trip homie.
That's right.
Yeah. We don't leave any. We don't do 2 trips.
Yeah. I try to prove a point to myself sometimes because I don't feel like walking the cart back to the cart return because I'm definitely a cart return back to its right place kind of guy or whatever. So I'll try to grab them all out the cart and walk the parking lot with like 15 or 20 of them just to get to my truck so I can just set them down, unlock, throw them in, and roll.
That's funny. So, is there any detail products that you haven't used yet that you want to?
I wouldn't mind checking out the Chief Steamer.
Okay, it's a good one.
Pretty dope.
I feel like the Chief Steamer is like a top 5 grail purchase for a lot of detailers out there. The Chief Steamer is on that high list. Right?
If I knew for sure it was 100% worth the price and the longevity of it's going to be there, I'd hop on it right now.
I mean, I can speak on it being a steam machine. I mean, it pumps steady steam, and that makes a difference. You know?
Yeah, and as long as the equipment will hold up more than for that price, I'm going to need it to hold up for at least 4 to 5 years with no problems.
Yeah, I mean, we got a homie, Roberto Sanchez from Aztec Mobile Detailing. He uses his machine every day. Every day, dude. And if you follow the dude, literally every single day, he is steaming with the machine. He like swears by it, uses it on every detail, and has been using it for years with no issues whatsoever. I just picked one up myself 6 months ago, not even at this point. I haven't really got into it. I mean, I used it a few times. I was pretty impressed with the machine so far. It's definitely a step up from like your McCulloughs and your standard, like, you know.
That's what I use. The McCulloughs.
Dupre's, whatever, you know. Is it a major difference? It's a pretty substantial difference. The only thing I will talk shit about with the Chief Steamer is I don't like the trigger button. It's in a weird, you got to hold it weird to get it. Like, so you got to train your hand to lock in a certain direction because you're not used to like pushing in the area where the trigger's at. So it feels unnatural at first, but once you get used to it, it's like anything else. Every once in a while, you'd be like going to move your hand, you unclick it, you're like, whatever, and you click it back in, whatever. It's a soft push, but.
Almost threw up a little bit reading this one. Found dirty baby diapers in a mom van with sippy cups with spoiled milk.
Oh, pretty common.
Rotten potatoes. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but that sounds like it could be bad.
Listen, man, I'm not seeing minivans that are bad, but I'm actually regular, like consumer, like regular Joe people cars that are 10 times worse than a minivan, and that's the shit that freaks me.
Dead cat's probably not good.
I mean, everybody's seen it, right? You're driving down the highway, driving down the road or whatever, and you pass that car that literally's got shit piled up to the top of it, and they're not moving. Like, you know they're not moving. Like, you know that's just what their car is. You know,
I've seen cars just packed out where all you could do is sit in the driver's seat, and that's it.
So just like bugs crawling around on you and stuff like that. I'm so intrigued by hoarders. It's unreal.
I'm not saying that I'll turn down jobs because I mean I accept a lot of jobs that are pretty bad, but I'm finally to the point where I'm like, hey, you know what? You might want to call this person on that.
Dude, I see some disaster details.
Moment,
yeah, so Crocs or not. Speaking of, just going there because I feel like, you know, I can't wear Crocs because I feel like bugs are going to crawl on my feet. So I don't know. It just feels weird.
If I'm going to wear shoes, I wear shoes. If I'm going swimming, I might wear some swimming shoes, but I'm not wearing Crocs. You know, my kids love Crocs. Yeah, my kids love Crocs, but it's not for me.
Yeah,
love that. Great.
I'm a sneaker. I like sneakers.
As far as Crocs go,
access denied.
So, no Crocs here. Not on this show. Yeah. Go to playlist when in the trenches.
Man, a lot of 90s rock, alternative stuff.
Little Man in the Box.
Yeah. A lot of Bush, a lot of Caroline Spine. You know, a lot of different 90s stuff.
I could dig it.
90s rock was dope.
Speaking of 90s, favorite cartoon as a kid?
Denver the Dinosaur, by the way, last week.
What was
Dino the Dinosaur? I said it like it was.
Denver the Dinosaur.
It's Denver the Dinosaur. Sorry.
The purple dinosaur.
Yep.
Man, I guess Power. Let's see, cartoon though. You know, I don't know, man. It's a hard one. I guess some Ninja Turtles for sure.
I mean, that's not a bad one.
The original was good, man.
Yeah.
By the way, the
Ninja
Ninja Turtle one game is so hard to this day still.
Yeah.
When I was at that video game convention,
the first
I play
one
it. I
Yeah.
play it at least 3 or 4 times a year. I got a NES over
with the
there. in
electric
shop.
kelp
yeah.
shocking you and shit. That's the
Twitch
worst.
had a Twitch was there at the convention I was at, and they had a station where the people were just trying to beat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1. Still one of the hardest games ever made. I've beaten it twice. I failed at least 150 times trying to beat it though.
That's wild.
But it's hard to beat. So Turtles is a good one. Favorite car.
Is it got to be a car or truck?
Maybe should be a truck.
Engine.
Man, I got a buddy that owns a 59 Apache.
No way. My boy wants an Apache so bad, bro.
It's
For his
probably,
dream truck.
it's probably one of the nicest ones I've ever come across. I mean, okay, I've seen a lot nicer, but for my style, it's what I like.
Yeah.
Okay. Favorite polisher.
Polisher or like DA polisher or rotary?
Whatever your weapon of choice is.
So I like my DeWalt rotary, and then I use a Wizards orbital polisher.
Okay. Team Mustard. I got you. Team Mustard. I'm Team Mustard.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Yeah.
Darren.
man, it's just
I just got drafted by my brother buying me tools for Christmas, so I'm like, I'm a Team Mustard guy. It's the batteries. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go buy other batteries now.
Yeah.
I just don't see pulling real scratches out with the orbital and getting it done quick. You know, I see where stuff takes a long work time with the orbital versus the rotary. I can just turn it up, knock it out. I'm done.
Yeah, Jaws on NES wasn't possible to beat. It felt like it was never going to end.
Facts. Yeah,
Ever.
DuckTales was hard as shit on NES.
Yeah, I got DuckTales. I still haven't beat it.
Yeah.
Tailspin was a dope game. I think that only came out that was Nintendo too, right?
Yeah, but that one, that one's expensive though.
Yeah, I got a pretty damn good NES collection.
We'll have to talk about that later.
But I got at least 40 cartridges. But
yeah, it's like 684, I think, for the North American collection.
Get out of
oh,
here.
is it? Wow. I have a couple rare ones, but nothing crazy. I have tried to scoop them out. People know.
Get you some stadium games.
Nice. Yeah. So, wait, the North America, the whole collection? You mean like that? When you say North?
I think it's like the whole collection. I think it's 684 cartridges.
Yeah. No, I'm not. Yeah, there's some that are like super rare Japanese, like just one rare one I've never seen is RC Pro Am 2. Not a lot of people know about that. That was a late NES release, but it's great. Emulators are awesome. I love them. I love emulators.
Man. Emulators are great.
So let's see. We're gonna go candy corn, yes or no?
Yeah.
Hell
Man,
yeah, dog.
I'm so disappointed in you, Casey.
I'll eat it. I'll eat it
Oh,
until I'm
man.
on a sugar high.
Yeah, man.
I'll be
Totally.
shaking.
Oh.
Just
Ugh.
Yep.
as I'm going down.
That sweet goodness, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Take that one, Godfrey.
Yeah. All right. Well, ketchup on eggs, yes or no?
No, man.
No. All right.
Childish.
My
My
kids
favorite
don't
thing.
even
Yo,
do
time
that.
out.
My kids don't even do that.
I went to brunch this weekend with my old man and his wife or whatever. We were getting together with the family for Mother's Day and stuff like that. And my dad sits down next to me at the bar we were at having brunch. And he starts squirting ketchup all over his eggs. And I gave him the 5th degree.
Give me your dad's number.
I'm like,
congratulate him on being a great man.
I'm like, children do this. What are you doing? You're in your 70s. How are you still doing
What
this?
was his
Throw some
excuse?
hot sauce. He just likes it.
You know what ketchup was made for? Rancid meat.
Was it?
Yeah, it was invented to put on rancid meat so you could stomach eating it.
Well, now I put it on French fries and I put it on eggs.
Yeah.
And a cheesesteak sandwich.
I let my pop
A cheesesteak sandwich. Why would you put ketchup on a cheesesteak sandwich? Where are
Well-
you from? Aren't you from Philly?
Yeah, you do. You just put a little bit on there. You don't really douse it with it. Not like I don't ever put ketchup on a steak like a
How you sign out
plated
of here?
steak.
Yeah. So all you gotta do
A
is hit the
plated
remove
steak, I'm
button.
not doing it.
That's what happens. We're past the hour. It just starts to get crazy.
Do you use ranch? And if you do, on what?
Not really. Not very often. If I do, it's mozzarella sticks and a salad.
Okay. So, what food from your area is a must try? Like if I showed up there and I gotta have it.
My buddy that does Italian food.
Okay.
He don't really have a place yet. He's working on that. He's gonna start having a restaurant, but he does. He sells pasta sauces and spices and all the Italian stuff you need. Man, he's got it. Sunday gravy. He's got some real good
Sunday gravy.
That gravy, baby.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
I don't know if you hear that right now.
Got some
Snickers
meatballs
Army.
in the fridge. I'm about to bust down.
So,
Oh, jeez.
Snickers, vein down or up?
Oh man, you gotta go down.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Vein up. Vein up.
Oh, okay. You had me for a second there.
I know.
Pikachu's a vein, side vein. It's a previous side vein person. But that's what Pikachu told me anyway. So,
Side veiners are the weirdest, I think.
Yeah.
We're trying to go extra out of the way.
I mean, I'm just interpreting what Pika meant. So I'm, you know, and
it's vein up all day.
Vein up all day. Yep, I'm a vein up too. So, our last question: loyalty or respect?
I mean, I respect, man. Loyalty, you know, is awesome, but I like the respect a little bit better.
Yeah, I think respect for me lasts longer than loyalty. I feel like loyalty can have its ebbs and flows.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Respect. I think respect's more consistent.
Is loyalty really loyalty if you don't have true loyalty, though?
Yeah, and are you really loyal if you don't have the respect for the person? You got to have that respect between. You got to be mutual with everybody. You got to have the same respect for each other.
Yeah, for sure.
In general, I always love that question. Is like the just talking point, because I feel like it just, you know, it's good to have and talk about those values in the community.
Like, you know, I got respect for you fellas. Y'all make some awesome products. You're a small company. You're able to talk to everybody. Y'all are just real deal people. You're cool. I appreciate y'all bringing me on the show too.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely, man.
I have an important question for you though.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
consider Subway a good sandwich?
I knew it had to be something ridiculous.
I'm just curious.
It depends on what sandwich you're getting, who's making it. I mean, we don't have a lot of sandwich places around here.
So it's not. It's like your fifth choice. It's like your sixth choice.
Yeah, it's not what I normally eat.
Is there a local cuisine in Oklahoma? Like, is it like, you know, like you go to like Iowa and it's corn? You know, like they have corn festival. Like, what's the local food? That's
Y'all are known for something
that you're known for. Like, it could be beef jerky at a truck stop.
Corn dog, whatever, man.
Yeah, blooming onion.
Right.
You know,
man, for food wise, I couldn't tell you what Oklahoma's known for.
Okay. It's
we
just
cars. We got a lot of great barbecue.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense.
That's an easy win for me, bro.
Barbecue, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
We got a lot of barbecue around here, and sweet tea. That's another big thing. You can't go anywhere where they have bad sweet tea.
Sweet tea's good.
Such poison. I love it.
It's good poison though.
Yeah,
it's gonna get you to diabetes if you drink it too much. But you know,
diabetes.
Sweet tea is good stuff. Yeah. Well, we love having you on, Casey. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate
interesting
it,
character.
Yeah, Casey's fun, man.
Yeah, interesting character. Tell them where they can find you at, Casey. I know you're active on Facebook a lot.
I mean, you'll mainly find me on Facebook, posting daily on clean auto details. It's got the little blue check mark, so you ain't got to worry about them scammers fooling you. You can find me on my personal page if you want to follow me, Casey Gatwood, or you can check me out on TikTok. I get on live here with Matt. I don't really talk to Chris a lot. It's my first time talking with Chris, but you're awesome, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
And you know, we just daily talk on TikTok and have some good conversations.
I'm not invited into the TikTok world. That's like the dark area for me. Godfrey's never said to me, "Oh yeah, come on, let's have a conversation, get on with the boys." It's like, nah, like stay away from. those are my people. Don't talk to them.
It can get weird. It can get weird in there.
Yeah. I'll give you a guest here and there on the pod, and you get to meet them, but then we're taking them away again. You know,
you don't want to be careful what you ask for. You know what I mean? Listen,
I know it's like noted now forever.
You can have. I'll have to trade it in Instagram, and then that'll be a whole. You know, like Instagram, it's whole other. Activity for us too.
All of a sudden,
I'm on Instagram, but man, nothing pops off for me on there.
No.
You know what pops off on Instagram?
What?
Christian joining groups that want to just incessantly message on Instagram.
Nah, that should be out of there.
It's like bing. I'm like, yo,
that should be out of there.
The other day I was trying to just do something on my phone. I was like,
yeah, I think I got rid of that this weekend, dude. I seen the same thing popping up. I didn't even think I joined that group, so I don't know what
happened. If it didn't, I'm coming over to your house. We're gonna have like a tech 101 session.
Garbage, dude.
Yeah, Meta Business Suite is. Ugh.
I think a big factor is the area that you're in. What app or social media actually takes off for you or not?
Could be. Do you get a lot of business from TikTok?
No, I've only had one customer since I've ever been on TikTok. That was a couple months ago. Was my first one.
Okay.
Business on Facebook's booming pretty good, but I do have good reviews. I've got like 200 plus reviews on there. I'm a 5-star person. My Google is over 90 reviews. I'm a 5-star on there. I just give the people what they want, man. That's what I do. I'd always try to exceed their expectations is my goal.
I don't think this is an insult from Jamie because he eats nachos from Subway, so he's immediately disqualified as an authority on sandwiches. I'm sorry, Jamie.
I didn't know Subway had nachos.
Either did I, and there's a probably reason why.
We all learned through Jamie what Subway has offering to the community these days.
I thought of them the other day because I was in the supermarket and they were selling Subway salad dressings.
I saw that in the clearance rack last time I was in the grocery store as well. I was going to take a picture, but it was like one of those times where I didn't bring my phone in with me because I'm like, I just don't want to carry this shit, whatever. And I have my watch and you can't take a picture with your watch. But I'm like, man, I wish I could take a picture of this right now. It was like $1.25 or something like that.
Yeah. $5.
But I picked it up. I looked at all the ingredients on. I'm like, oh, gosh.
Oh, they had your favorites. They had red dye 40. They had
just everything, dude.
My wife got off the red dye 40. She hasn't had red dye 40 in probably 8 months.
Yeah. See, Godfrey, you're around good people, man. Casey, I appreciate you keeping my boy Godfrey in line, man.
I've never woke up and said, "Let me eat red dye 40." Like, I don't know who does that. Like, and in fact, red dye 40 is probably really years ago. I haven't had a Cheeto in a long time. Like, I'm talking like years because that's where it's kind of for me it lived at. But yeah, I mean, I just don't know how people get up and are like, man, the red dye 40 would really make this taste better.
I had a bunch on the podcast with Aaron and Brian a couple weeks back, man. They were feeding me red dye 40 all day.
Really?
All those taquitos and those hot chips and all that shit. That's all that stuff, man. It's all red dye. I was red dyed up. Drinking lagers.
Lagers, you were glowing.
I was just bloated and pumped full of junk.
Yeah.
But, you know, I don't want to get off on my little tangents here or whatever. We appreciate everybody. Casey, thank you for coming on, man. It was a pleasure to meet you in person. I know we bullshit back and forth here and there through Instagram on occasion and Facebook, but, you know, it's been fun having you on, brother. It's cool getting to know your story.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah, man. Keep that beard long, bro.
Oh, it'll stay as long as I don't get hung up in a buffer. I'll be all right. I worry about that sometimes.
Yeah, I catch it every once in a while. Dude.
Oh my god, dude,
I got selectable dumbbells that I use, and then when I'm trying to do like goblet squats and shit like that or whatever, I'll go down and I'll come up or whatever, dude, and the flake like gets like some of the hairs, and when I go back down, it's like, oh, you bastard. So I get it, dude. Getting the hair stuck's a pain, but
you might have to start Captain Lou Albano and just putting a rubber band around his side in the middle like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I always thought that was a weird look. Like putting a man bun up.
I hate when I have to wear a mask because it looks horrible when I come out of the mask.
It's the worst. It's the worst because you breathe heavy in it, so it gets all hot. So it's pressed in on your face here, and it's like it's just
you guys are like, and I didn't know. You're like, I didn't know. My beard smelled like buffalo wings.
It's not that, man. If you really want to get a good grip with the respirator too, because you're not going to even with the beard, you're already behind the 8 ball.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, shit's slipping through no matter what. But you got to yank on that thing and get it like tight on your face, dude, to the point where you're breathing like Darth Vader and shit.
And I really don't want to cut it nothing off either, so I just deal with it.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I feel fine once I get done painting, though. you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. All right, everybody. We love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all being with us again this week. Godfrey, another great show. Case, appreciate you. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Stay fresh, y'all. Stay tuned.
Funkin 10, House of Rags. There you go.
10, that's right. Boom. Nice grab.
Get the bio bomb sense.
Good grab, Godfrey. Later, y'all.